1. Old electronics. These outdated gadgets are taking up valuable space and collecting dust. I recently cleaned out my drawer and found 3 old phones. It felt so freeing to recycle them and know they'd be put to better use. 2. Cables and cords. Speaking of electronics, how many mystery cords do you have lying around? I used to have a whole box of them, thinking I'd need them someday. Spoiler alert, I never did. Take a few minutes to sort through your cable collection and keep only what you actually use. Trust me, your junk drawer will thank you. 3. Broken umbrellas. We've all held onto a broken umbrella, thinking we'll fix it someday. But let's be honest, that day never comes. It's time to say goodbye to those bent and battered umbrellas taking up space in your closet. Treat yourself to a sturdy new one instead. 4. Unused kitchen gadgets. Remember that avocado slicer you bought during your health kick? Or the egg separator you've never touched? These single-use gadgets often end up cluttering our kitchen drawers. Keep the tools you use regularly and donate the rest. Your kitchen will feel more spacious and functional. 5. Non-stick baking pans. If you've scratched or damaged non-stick pans, it's time to let them go. These can release harmful chemicals when heated. I switched to stainless steel and cast iron, and not only is my cooking better, but I feel safer too. 6. Storage containers without lids. We've all played the match the lid game with our food storage containers. It's frustrating and time-consuming. Take a few minutes to pair up your containers and lids and say goodbye to the orphaned pieces. Your cabinet space will thank you. 7. Old phones. Unlike the old electronics mentioned earlier, these are the phones you might be keeping just because. Maybe it's your first smartphone or one with sentimental photos. Back up those memories digitally and then let the physical device go. It's amazing how much lighter you'll feel. 8. Excessive water bottles. How many water bottles does one person need? Probably not as many as you have. Keep one reliable bottle for each family member and donate the rest. Your cabinets will be less cluttered, and you'll always know where your favorite bottle is. 9. Takeout containers. I used to save every takeout container, thinking I'd use them for leftovers. But these aren't designed for long-term use and can degrade over time. Invest in a good set of glass containers instead. They're safer, more durable, and look nicer in your fridge. 10. Old luggage. Travel requirements change, and so should your luggage. If you have suitcases that no longer meet airline specifications or are just worn out, it's time to upgrade. Donate the old ones and enjoy the ease of traveling with modern, efficient luggage. Did you find the video helpful so far? Please consider liking the video and type "I keep my home tidy" in the comments below. And if you're ready to declutter your home, don't forget to join my 7-day declutter challenge, link in the description. 11. Broken crayons and pencils. Art supplies are wonderful, but not when they're broken or unusable. Go through your craft supplies and toss the broken bits. Your creative space will feel more inspiring when it's not cluttered with unusable tools. 12. Old hairbrushes. Hairbrushes don't last forever. If the bristles are bent, broken, or falling out, it's time for a new one. Your hair deserves better, and so do you. Treat yourself to a new brush and feel the difference in your hair care routine. 13. Old makeup tools. Makeup brushes and sponges have a lifespan, and keeping old ones can be unhygienic. If you have tools you don't use or that are past their prime, let them go. Your skin will thank you, and your makeup routine will be more enjoyable. 14. Unused hair appliances. That curling iron you never mastered or the hairdryer that's too loud, it's okay to let them go. Keep the tools that work for your current hairstyle and routine. Your bathroom will feel more organized, and getting ready will be less stressful. 15. Towels with holes. We all have that favorite towel we can't bear to part with, even when it's seen better days. But towels with holes or frayed edges aren't doing their job effectively. Repurpose them as cleaning rags and treat yourself to some fresh, fluffy towels. 16. Dried up markers. There's nothing more frustrating than reaching for a marker only to find it's dried out. Go through your marker collection and test each one. Toss the dry ones and keep only those that work. Your craft time will be much more enjoyable without the interruption of dried-up markers. 17. Decorative accents. We often accumulate decorative items that don't really reflect our current style or serve a purpose. Take a look around your home. If there are decorations that you don't love or that make cleaning more difficult, it's okay to let them go. Your space will feel more intentional and personal. 18. Excessive throw pillows. Throw pillows can make a space cozy, but too many can be overwhelming. They can make it hard to sit comfortably or keep your bed tidy. Keep a few that you love and donate the rest. You'll be surprised how much more relaxing your space feels with just a few well-chosen pillows. 19. Old greeting cards. It's nice to keep cards with special messages, but do you need to keep every birthday card you've ever received? Sort through your collection, keep the truly meaningful ones, and recycle the rest. You'll free up space and still keep the memories that matter most. 20. Old business cards. In this digital age, paper business cards are becoming less necessary. If you find a stack of old cards, especially outdated ones, it's time to let them go. Keep your current contacts digitally and recycle those paper cards. Your desk drawers will thank you. 21. Expired sunscreen. We've all been there, reaching for that bottle of sunscreen only to realize it's been sitting in the bathroom cabinet for who knows how long. Sunscreen loses its effectiveness over time, especially after a year. I once made the mistake of using old sunscreen on a beach day and ended up with a nasty sunburn. Trust me, it's not worth keeping around. 22. Small kitchen appliances. Remember that quesadilla maker you got as a wedding gift? Or the rice cooker you bought during your short-lived Asian cuisine phase? These small appliances often take up more space than they're worth. I recently donated my barely used waffle iron and found I had so much more counter space. Unless you're using these gadgets regularly, it might be time to say goodbye. 23. Extra cutting boards. How many cutting boards does one household really need? If you're like me, you probably have more than you actually use. I used to have a collection of 5 cutting boards, but realized I only ever used 2. The rest were just taking up valuable drawer space. Keep a couple of good quality boards and let the rest go. 24. Broken toys. Kids' rooms can quickly become a graveyard for broken toys. That remote control car missing a wheel or the doll with a missing arm, they're not doing anyone any favors by sticking around. I recently helped my niece clean out her toy box, and we found so many broken items she'd forgotten about. Clearing these out not only reduces clutter, but also makes room for toys that can actually be enjoyed. 25. Non-essential barware. Unless you're a mixologist or frequently host cocktail parties, you probably don't need an extensive collection of barware. Those extra shakers and shot glasses you never use are just collecting dust. I recently downsized my barware collection and found I had so much more cabinet space. Keep the essentials and let go of the rest. 26. Takeout menus. In this digital age, most menus are available online. Those paper menus piling up in your kitchen drawer are just contributing to clutter. I used to have a whole folder of takeout menus until I realized I always look up menus on my phone anyway. Recycle those paper menus and free up some drawer space. 27. Canisters and jars. We've all bought those cute canisters or jars with the intention of organizing our pantry. But if they're still empty months later, chances are they'll stay that way. I had a set of beautiful glass jars sitting empty for over a year before I finally admitted I wasn't going to use them. Don't let guilt keep you holding on to items you're not using. 28. Makeup you don't wear. That bright red lipstick you bought for a party 3 years ago, or the eyeshadow palette that doesn't quite suit your skin tone. It's time to let them go. Makeup does expire, and keeping old products can even be harmful to your skin. I recently did a makeup purge and was amazed at how much unused makeup I'd been holding on to. 29. Old paint. Those half-empty paint cans in your garage aren't doing anyone any favors. If the paint has dried up, it's time to toss it. If it's still liquid, make sure to dispose of it properly according to your local regulations. I found several old paint cans when cleaning out my garage last summer. Getting rid of them freed up so much space. 30. Books you aren't reading. Books can be hard to part with, but if they're just collecting dust on your shelves, it might be time to let them go. I used to keep every book I bought, even if I didn't enjoy it. Now, I regularly donate books I know I won't read again. Someone else might get joy from those books, and you'll have more space for new reads you actually love. 31. Dried up nail polish. We've all got a few of these lurking in our bathroom cabinets. Nail polish that's gone goopy or separated is no longer usable. I recently went through my nail polish collection and was shocked at how many bottles were past their prime. Tossing these out not only declutters your space, but also ensures you're only keeping products that are safe to use. 32. Old pet toys. Just like kids' toys, pet toys can accumulate quickly. That squeaky toy your dog destroyed months ago, or the cat toy that's been ignored since day one. It's okay to let these go. I recently helped a friend clean out her pet supplies, and we found so many forgotten toys. Keeping only the favorites ensures your furry friends have toys they actually enjoy. 33. Sunscreen over 1 year old. Yes, we're mentioning sunscreen again because it's that important. Sunscreen loses its effectiveness over time, especially after a year or more. Using expired sunscreen can lead to painful sunburns and increased risk of skin damage. I always write the purchase date on my sunscreen bottles now to keep track. 34. Unused office supplies. Those extra paper clips, pens, and notepads you're not using are just taking up space. I used to hoard office supplies just in case, but realized I was creating unnecessary clutter. Keep what you need and consider donating the rest to a local school or community center. 35. Plastic garden pots. If you're an occasional gardener like me, you might have a collection of plastic pots taking up space in your shed or garage. If you haven't used them in a while, it's unlikely you'll need them all. I recently downsized my pot collection and found I had so much more storage space. 36. Broken umbrellas. We've all held onto a broken umbrella thinking we'll fix it someday. But let's be honest, that day probably won't come. I had 3 broken umbrellas in my closet before I finally admitted it was time to let them go. Keeping only functioning umbrellas ensures you're prepared for rainy days without the clutter. 37. Excessive throw blankets. Throw blankets can make a space feel cozy, but too many can overwhelm a room. Keep the ones you actually use and love rather than holding onto multiple blankets that never see the light of day. I reduced my throw blanket collection from 10 to 3 and found my living room looked much more put together. 38. Hoarded business cards. In the age of digital contacts, those stacks of business cards you've collected over the years are likely just taking up space. I used to keep every business card I received until I realized I never actually referred to them. Now I immediately add important contacts to my phone and recycle the cards. 39. Excess mugs. Mugs seem to multiply on their own, don't they? Between gifts, souvenirs, and impulse purchases, most of us have way more mugs than we need. I used to have a cabinet full of mugs, but realized I only ever used about 5 of them. Keeping only the ones you actually use can free up valuable cabinet space. 40. Old hair removal tools. Razors, shavers, and IPL devices that are outdated or no longer used should be tossed. These items can harbor bacteria if not properly maintained, so it's best to keep only what you're actively using. I recently cleared out my bathroom and was surprised at how many old hair removal tools I've been holding onto. 41. Used up coloring books. Remember when adult coloring books were all the rage? I certainly do. I had a stack of them sitting on my shelf for years, even after I'd filled in every last page. But here's the thing, once those pages are colored, they're just taking up valuable space. Unless you're planning to frame your masterpieces, it's time to let them go. Take a photo of your favorite pages for memories, then recycle the rest. 42. Old sheets. We all have that one set of sheets tucked away in the linen closet. You know the ones. They're a bit threadbare, maybe have a small tear, or are stained from that time you spilled coffee in bed. It's time to face facts. These sheets have served their purpose. Using expired sunscreen can lead to painful sunburns and increased risk of skin damage. I always write the purchase date on my 43. Old jewelry. That chunky necklace from 2010 might have been a fashion statement back then. But if it's been years since you've worn it, it's time to say goodbye. I recently went through my jewelry box and was amazed at how much I've been holding onto just in case. If you haven't worn it in the past year, chances are you won't miss it. Consider selling valuable pieces or donating others to a local charity. 44. Hairbands with no elastic. We've all been there, reaching for a hairband only to find it's lost its stretch. These sad, limp bands are just taking up space in your drawer. Toss them out and treat yourself to some fresh ones. Your hair will thank you. 45. Old greeting cards. This one can be tough, I know. Cards can hold sentimental value. But do you really need to keep every birthday card from the last decade? Keep the ones that truly mean something to you and recycle the rest. If you're feeling creative, you could even turn your favorite cards into a scrapbook or collage. 46. Old bags. That cute tote bag you got as a freebie at an event 3 years ago. If you haven't used it since, it's time to let it go. The same goes for old purses or backpacks that are past their prime. Donate them if they're still in good condition, or recycle if they're beyond repair. 47. Old DVDs or Blu-rays. In the age of streaming, physical media is becoming less necessary. If you haven't watched that DVD in years, chances are you won't miss it. Consider donating your collection to a local library or selling them online. You'll free up shelf space and maybe make a little cash in the process. 48. Framed photos you don't display. We all have those framed photos tucked away in a closet or drawer. If you're not displaying them, ask yourself why. Maybe the frame doesn't match your decor, or perhaps the photo no longer holds the same meaning. Whatever the reason, it's okay to let them go. Consider digitizing special photos to save space. 49. Old event tickets. Concert tickets, movie stubs, plane tickets, we often keep these as mementos. But if they're just sitting in a drawer, not bringing you joy, it's time to say goodbye. For tickets that hold strong memories, consider creating a scrapbook or memory box instead of letting them clutter up your space. 50. Excessive nail polish. I used to be a nail polish hoarder, always chasing the perfect shade. But let's be honest, how many of those bottles have dried up or separated? It's time to pare down your collection. Keep your favorites and toss the rest. Your vanity will thank you. 51. Unused swimwear. That bikini you bought on sale 3 summers ago but never wore. It's time to let it go. Swimwear that's stretched out, faded, or just doesn't fit anymore is taking up valuable drawer space. Donate gently used items and toss the rest. 52. Old kitchen towels. Stained, torn, or threadbare kitchen towels have no place in your kitchen. They're not doing their job effectively and can harbor bacteria. Repurpose them as cleaning rags or donate them to animal shelters who often need old towels. 53. Small trash cans. Having multiple tiny trash cans around your house might seem convenient, but it can actually create more clutter. Stick to one main trash can in the kitchen and one in each bathroom. You'll have fewer bins to empty and more floor space. There you have it. 53 common things your home does not need. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to join my free 7-day declutter challenge to take your decluttering journey to the next level. Click the link in the description to sign up.